Yes guys, how are you all doing? Welcome back to another video on my channel, and today I'm going to be doing a showcase on LF Super Saiyan Rosé Goku Black. Now, I didn't expect to be saying this because if you watch my summons you'll know that they didn't go very well, but what I did was I waited for the PvP reset and I picked up my rewards for finishing in the top 10,000, which was 2,000 crystals, and I did 2 more multis and a free multi at the end of it. And the last unit of that last multi was the LF Rosé. You guys don't know how gassed I was, and of course it had to happen off camera. I couldn't have pulled my favorite character in the game on camera, but hey, I mean, we got him, so it is what it is, and I'm here to showcase him for you guys. This is going to be a post commentary, but I'm going to be showcasing him on 2 teams, and you'll see which equipment I'm using on these teams. And I just want to talk about the character in general, what my opinions on him, and how good he is, and what teams he's best on, as in terms of these 2 that I'm running him on. So yeah, let's get into this video. Let's start off with the first match. So let's get into these fights, and as you can see in the first one, we are coming up against a future team, which is a team you're going to see a lot of in the next few days, of course, because Rosé is that new shiny toy that everyone wants to play with. So he is what you're going to be seeing a lot of in PvP. And this fight started off well. We managed to land the first combo on that LF Future Gohan. And here we get to see this blue card in action. We use a blast so that Rosé can't cover change, and then this blue card. Look at the amount of damage this guy's doing with the buffs from Vegeta. It is phenomenal. And I am starting to understand why this guy was made as a purple and not a red unit. And yeah, it's just phenomenal, because if you could run him as a red unit covering the Vegeta, it would just get out of hand. Like, this guy provides the Rosé so many buffs, and not just that, he provides him key on switch, and of course he also provides him the extra card. And Rosé does get the card when he comes in because he's facing an opponent, so he gets a strike card. So you're getting 2 cards and key on switch. That would have just been ridiculous alongside the buffs that you already get from that Vegeta. And he also nullifies endurance with anything that he does. So taking care of the future Gohan is really simple, and that was the end of the first fight. Very quick, very easy. Let's get into the next one. Next fight, we come up against a Fusions team, and this guy was bringing the Super Vegito, which I wouldn't have done, but I don't know, he's still a good unit if you can stack his buffs and you can use his main ability to wipe out the enemy's buffs. And another thing I like about this purple Rosé is all the buffs he stacks pretty much are non-cancelable, so that's very good. I mean, he's very good for that. And this extreme bleed, I want to talk about this because look at this combo he's landing here. You think it isn't doing much damage, but this guy is then going to go to standby, and he's going to be just, you know, depleting his HP. Like, he is literally not going to be able to do anything about it. That extreme bleed is just going to take away 21,000 HP at a time. And that's a lot. When you add it up, it's going to amount to a lot of HP. As you can see here, he's almost at 600,000 HP, and as soon as he leaves the battlefield, that's just going to keep going down. It is going to keep going down and down. And when you use a green card with this Rosé, which is a phenomenal green card, you get extra time added on to the extreme bleed that you're inflicting. So that's just ridiculous. Like, honestly, very good green card. You want to land his green card at least once in a fight, so you can get his blue card, you can get that additional time onto the bleed. It's very, very good. Like, honestly, I am a big fan of his green card, and it can obviously launch a combo for you. You can chain it into anything, which is very, very good, and it does save you in a lot of situations, trust me. If you did watch the short video that I posted yesterday, which was like a little AMV that I did for him, we did manage to use that very well against LF Super Saiyan 3, who was as a last man standing and was prepared to use his ultimate. We managed to counter that with his green card, with Rosé's green card, and then chain that into a combo and get the legendary finish. But yeah, look at this ultimate as well. This ultimate does so much damage to this Vegito Blue, and keep in mind this ultimate does more damage if the enemy only has 1 unit alive. So the fact that this, obviously wasn't at full power is just fantastic. That's loads of damage, and we do manage to tap this Vegito Blue down. And after that, it was pretty much fight done, in my opinion. We do lose this clash. Actually, this was very, very bad from me. I just I don't know, lost focus there, and he wasn't even very good himself, but we were just awful. And at this point, you just let this Vegeta die, because he gets rid of the Dragon Balls, which is another thing that the Rosé does as well. With his strike cards, he can take away a Dragon Ball every time he lands a strike. He has a 15% chance to do that. The chance to inflict extreme bleed is 100%, but the chance to destroy a Dragon Ball is 15%. So if you can do that, you're probably going to do that once every fight, which is just incredible, honestly. That's a really good mechanic to have. And look at how he tanks as well, this ultimate from the Super Vegito. Pretty good tanking, because that Vegito, like I said, is still a very strong unit that can do a lot of damage. And we do take care of him here. And next comes in the Gogeta, who does take us out. But of course, we do have the Green Rosé on the back end. And we still both have our Rising Rushes here at this point in the fight, because obviously I did destroy his Dragon Balls, but he did have time to regain all of them, and I was going to use that strike card, and I just saw him use the Rising Rush, and I was lucky that I didn't press that before, because if not, I wouldn't have been able to dodge past that Rising Rush, and we do manage to win that fight. So let's get into the next one. Next fight, and we come up against the Vegeta family team, and the first Trunks and Mai that I faced, and I was waiting to use a strike, and instead of using the strike when he uses the blast, I decide to swipe like an idiot. But yeah, not very good play from me, but we do come in with the Rosé and use that beautiful cover change that is so aesthetically pleasing. And another thing you can see here is the amount of attribute upgrades that you have on your strike cards. It's very good. And you might look at this Rosé and say, well, he isn't stacking any attribute upgrades himself. But like I said, he gets a lot of uncancelable buffs that you won't actually see. So that will go into his buff effects instead of his attribute upgrades, which is very good, and it's something to keep in mind when you are using him. Don't be worried if you aren't stacking loads of buffs. You will obviously see a lot of buffs there, attribute upgrades, if you are using him with the purple Vegeta, because that purple Vegeta will buff him up a lot. But the start to this fight was not very good. As you can see, we are not doing well. We lose this Vegito Blue, who was a very important unit for us in this fight, since he wasn't running a green unit. And we had a free, charge on that Trunks and Mai, but he does take care of that Vegito Blue, so that does leave us in a bit of a sticky position. Although Trunks does have 2 HP bars, of course, so that is a very good thing for us. But unfortunately, he hits us again. We do come in with the cover change this time, though. I timed that really well, because if I did lose that first HP bar on the cell, it wouldn't have been good. And we chain that green card into this blue card. Look at the damage this does to a yellow unit. Type neutral, damage to the units on the bench as well. He does heal that back up, of course, with his main ability, but very good to see that. And of course, here we do manage to get the combo off. Very good. And we come in, get the last Dragon Ball. We see the opportunity to Rising Rush this Vegeta. Perfect unit to Rising Rush, because if not, he's going to take the Dragon Balls away anyway. So yeah, we managed to Rising Rush him, just praying and hoping that it gets through, because you know how Rising Rush works. So yeah, it manages to go through. We take care of that Vegeta, and at the moment it's all looking pretty good. We're in a much better position than we were before. We still do have to take out this yellow Vegeta, who is a very annoying unit. He's such a good unit. Like, honestly, that Kid Buu banner, the 2 new units that came out on that were really good. But he takes away our first HP bar on Cell. So at this point, I'm kind of thinking, what do I do? Because this guy's probably coming up to a second Rising Rush here, because he did use his Rising Rush really early, but we managed to hit him with that heavy bleed. Very important, because that heavy bleed is going to do so much damage to that Trunks and Mai. As you'll see, he leaves the battlefield, let's have a look here, with 332k HP. Let's have a look at how much he comes back in with, because we do now take care of this Vegeta with this Cell, with a couple of blast cards here. Really easy stuff. This Cell doing a lot of damage, and this Trunks and Mai comes back in with half of the HP, less than half the HP that they left with. That's phenomenal. And look at this, like, I am literally thinking, what shall I do? Do I tap this guy? Because he's down to 1 HP. That's it, from 350k HP down to 1 HP just from the heavy bleed, or the extreme bleed, should I say. That is phenomenal. That is great damage, and that's something that not many people are taking into account. So here it's just a case of tapping this Trunks down and finishing the fight. So let's get into the last fight of the showcase. So, last fight of the showcase, and we come up against the God Key team, a very annoying team to face in my opinion. Just constant healing, great cover changes, and great offensive firepower. And I really don't like facing this team. They are just very good in every aspect, and yeah, I think I thought I was going to have a hard time against this team, especially with a 3-star Rosé coming up against a Zenkai Vegeta. But it was a very fun match, and I do miss this blue card like an idiot, because this fight was very laggy, as you'll see. Like, you can't do anything and focus well on what you're doing because of the lag. But we did manage to pull through in this fight, and I did order these fights in the way I fought them. I decided it would just be better to do that. But we do rush up here, we hear the side step, we go for it, and here we go. We start the combo, he comes and destroys our cards, but we do obviously have a strike that we can draw with the Rosé, and that is nice damage. We deal that extreme bleed, and that's going to be ticking off on Vardos. But of course she does heal, so it's not going to do too much to her. But we do come in with Cell and this Vegeta. Very annoying unit. It's a unit that I really like getting out of the way as soon as possible when I'm fighting him. And I use this blue card thinking he was going to sidestep. He uses his main ability, so it hits anyway. So very nice there. We get away about a third of his HP there, a little bit more than a third. And we're just going to try and do our best here. The green Rosé, honestly, you'd expect to carry this fight because he's not bringing a purple. And look at this here. This is really dirty, and this is what the green Rosé is good for. Stops time once, twice, and 3 times with the main ability. And you already know we are going for that Rising Rush. So it's just incredible. This green Rosé is phenomenal, and I keep saying it. The fact that he can stop time that much is ridiculous. Like, it's so good. He does obviously guess us with the Rising Rush, which isn't good. And here we just decide to sidestep and just chill, because I know he's going to come in and heal with Vardos. And he does hit us with that blue card, which does seal our strikes. But overall, we're not in the worst position here. He does hit us there, which isn't good. But I do still have my full, health on Cell. I have 2 HP bars, so that's good. And his Goku Blue is down to not much HP. So right now I'm just chilling. I'm thinking, let's see what he does. I don't want to switch into anyone. If he uses a Rising Rush, I'll just switch into Cell. But here he just stalls a little bit, tries to regain a bit of ki. I sidestepped there with a tap blast. Honestly, I got baited there. He could have made the most of that. And I missed that with Cell really badly. And I also missed the swipe there. So yeah, not very good from me. I don't know, it looks like I was napping on this fight. I didn't even remember it going this bad. But yeah, we managed to not even dodge that. See what I mean? I'm sleeping. For this fight, I think I was sleeping. That was really poor from me. But hey, that's the first HP bar gone on Cell, and that's why Cell's so good, because you can nap and you can afford to make those mistakes, because then you can do this. You could just use that green card, paralyze the Goku and take care of him with the green Rosé. So good, that red Cell. He's so good. And this green Rosé, doing the amount of damage he does is just phenomenal. And at this point, I'm thinking I have to get Vardos out of here, or the Vegeta, one of the two. I need to get this guy down to 1 opponent. And the way we do that is just waiting for the lag to chill. And we managed to catch the Vardos in the side step with that beautiful blue card that takes her out in one go. So very nice there. And then here it's just about dodging that Rising Rush. Very nice. And we managed to take care of this Vegeta. So overall, very good fight. And that was the end of that. So that was the LF Super Saiyan Rosé Goku Black, and I think he's a phenomenal unit, very fun to use. And if you use him well, you abuse his green card, his blue card, and his ultimate, and his heavy bleed, and the fact that he can destroy Dragon Balls, and just everything he does, because overall, fantastic unit. Yeah, I'm in love with him, honestly. Of course, he's my favorite unit right now. I just can't stop using him. He's very fun, very good, honestly. Like, if you do have him, give him a go. Run him with the Vegeta, because he is phenomenal on that team. So yeah, in the comments let me know how your summons went, if you have managed to try this guy, and what you think about him. Let me know which match of today's video was your favorite and why. And yeah, like this video if you did enjoy it, subscribe if you are new around here for more Dragon Ball Legends content, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.